I just really quick want to touch on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Just to really sum it up, Charlie Kirk was living his American dream. He was a father, he was a husband. I do not condone, or I am not proud of what happened to him. I think that he should be able to live his life and have a freedom of speech. I do know that there are a lot of people who are trying to justify the murder, basically saying that you reap what you sow, and a lot of things that he said, his assassination is due to what he has sold into the country, or just based off of his rhetoric, what he has sold into the universe. I don't believe that he reaped what he sowed. I think that he was just, like I said, we live in a democracy, our constitutional rights as having freedom of speech, and he was exercising those rights. The bigger picture for me is, although I don't agree with a lot of the things that he said and his sentiments, like I said, I still don't agree with what happened to him. I don't think that that was fair, and I don't think that that was right, because at the end of the day, those ideologies and how he feels and the things he said, people are still going to have those same ideas, and you can't just kill everybody who has ideas or who has values that are different than yours if it is not harmful to society. Now, what I will say is that I think the bigger picture is that we ignore the fact, like how Trump wants to deploy National Guards to a lot of the Democratic inner cities where the crime rates are high, and let's just say it, where a lot of black men are killing each other and are violent in the streets. When it comes to black culture and what's going on in the black community and how it's affecting society, we can really pinpoint why this may be what it is with these young black men. Lack of fathers and lack of resources in the community. There's been generations of just bad, unhealthy habits and mentalities and ways of life that has been passed. I don't know where I stopped off, but what I will just say is that we know why in the black community why there is violence amongst the young black men. We could point that out. There are a lot of stereotypes that are, a lot of people who are spewing rhetoric that we are just inherently evil, we inherently criminal. What I will say is that when you listen to people speaking in the media on this situation that happened with Charlie Kirk, why aren't we looking at the bigger picture? Why aren't we trying to look at to see what's going on with these young white men? Because if you look at the mass shooters, if you look at people who commit these type of crimes, it's always a young white male. We can't even put it like, I see that they're trying to put it on these transgenders. Like, everybody is trying to scapegoat the real enemy here, and that's young white men. What is going on in white culture? What is going on in these white households that is breeding these angry white men who are wanting to harm society, shooting up schools, shooting up grocery stores, shooting up churches, assassinating political figures? What is going on with white culture? I think that is the bigger issue, and that is the one of the biggest things that we need to address. What is going on? Because I know that they have this savior complex, and I'm not racist. I'm not racially whatever. I don't hate anyone. I don't dislike anyone. But how people are able to point out the issues in the black community and stereotype and point fingers at us and talk about the violence and what's going on in our community. Why aren't we pointing the blame and figuring out what's going on with these angry young white men? I think that needs to be looked into, and I think that message or that investigation or whatever you want to call it, just looking into it and really seeing what's going on in the culture of white America, I think that needs to be looked into to see what's going on and why these young white men angry and why they want to go up and shoot up schools and why they want to harm people and harm society. What's going on? It's been decade-long issues of these angry white men. Even when you look at the perpetrators of a lot of violent crimes, like serial killers, like on the national and federal level, it's always been these white men. So the moral to my story is, I don't condone what happened to Charlie Kirk. The assassinator was a young white man, and these are reoccurring things. These are reoccurring issues that we see. The assassination attempt on Trump was white. What is going on, white men? What is going on within your culture? What is going on within a lot of these households that are breeding these angry white men? And I'm Vanessa XIX. Thank you for tuning in to my rhetoric. But I kind of want some engagement. I want to know what's going on.